Welcome back, you guys, to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers, and the data is in. And happy Sunday to y'all. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I hope you're enjoying your family. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the weekly update from Redfin. And then I'm also going to do a market analysis. You guys know how important it is for me to teach y'all how to empower yourself, especially you guys if you're on the sideline like I'm on the sideline. So we're going to go into the Redfin stuff. But after that, I'm going to do a market analysis. And I'm hoping, you guys, I'm hoping that someone is watching right now that lives in the Houston area. So if anyone is watching that lives in the Houston area, shoot me a subdivision down below so that I can do a market analysis on the subdivision that you want. And I'm going to show you guys how fast that is. Okay, so it's going to be really fast. Now, before I begin, okay, I got to get some stuff off of my chest as always, and I think it's going to be good stuff. And really what I'm trying to say, I was thinking, guys, one thing that's really missing on YouTube, especially in like the real estate or financing sector, is healthy debates. We need some healthy debates right now. Let me know if you guys agree, okay? We need some healthy debates, but not like toxic Jerry Springer type debates. I want to have some debates with some people, y'all, but people that can debate. Obviously not everyone can debate. Now, anyways, I wanted to report back to you guys. I just took a ice plunge. Literally 15 minutes ago, you guys, I did an ice plunge. Oh my gosh, it is so intense, but I started doing that because it's apparently supposed to help with stress and anxiety. And so far, you guys, it's amazing. It's so like awful though. When you first jump into the like ice bath, it's completely awful. But anyways, guys, I wanted to talk about, basically some of the objections that I've been seeing from realtors and from investors. I think it's important to look at, really all aspects of the housing market, what the bulls are saying, what, the bears are saying, what investors, realtors are saying, because again, what we're going through right now is especially crazy. So before I go into the Redfin, I'm going to talk to you guys about what are investors saying, what are realtors saying, what's the bullish argument, what's the bearish argument, and things like that. And hopefully my audio is, okay, so Shadow Creek Ranch. Is that right, Kim? So Kim wants, okay, I think I got it right here. So Kim wants Shadow Creek Ranch. Let me write that down, Kim. All right, so you guys saw it firsthand, okay? And Kim, just let me know that that's in Houston. So what I'm going to do, guys, is when we're done with that Redfin, we're going to go into that subdivision that Kim threw up right there, and we're going to do a market analysis. And you guys remember what I'm saying. We do look at the national data to try to get an idea of what's going on overall, but real estate is about local. In fact, it's about hyper local. So hyper local, we have to investigate the property's subdivision. That is so important, and you look at actually sold data. So anyways, you guys, I'm still freezing cold right now. I feel so relaxed. My eyes look more relaxed, I guess. But the ice plunge is a heck of a thing. But anyways, what we did, we actually, before I got home, we left church. My wife and I left church. And I was like, let me do an ice plunge before the live. So we went to McDonald's. Okay. McDonald's sells 7-pound bags of ice, you guys, for $1. Did y'all know that? If you didn't know that, you're welcome. McDonald's sells $1 bags of ice. So anyways, I'm in line and, I look over at my wife. I'm like, have you noticed how disrespectful and rude customer service has gotten? You guys know what I'm saying? You guys agree with me? Maybe it's just me, but I've been noticing a decline in customer service. I mean, people aren't even saying thank you. They're not even using their manners. It just seems like it's went downhill. So I started to whine to my wife about this, and my wife said, Travis, if you want to teach compassion, you have to show it. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, all right, Shara, well played. So anyways, I went to the second window. I started being nicer, and, the whole, thing switched. So the reason I'm saying this to you guys is I'm going to do the best I can to be compassionate today about investors, realtors, everyone. And obviously I needed an ice plunge to do that because y'all know I can get spicy, but I'm not going to get spicy. So what I want to talk to you guys about is oh, by the way, shout out to Zach's Realty. Y'all see that? Support my, oh my gosh, sorry, left side. Support my boy right here. It's reversed in the camera. But shout out to Zach's. Love you, Todd. Thank you for all the help, man. But let's talk about investors, okay? And I want to make a point here on, what bullish investors are saying and what we can learn from them. All right. Now on my channel, you guys, it's no mystery. When I'm talking to the camera, when I'm talking right now, I'm imagining I'm talking to first-time home buyers, okay, or people on the sideline, or really anyone interested in purchasing. Who I'm not imagining I'm talking to is investors. If you guys look at YouTube channels that are investor channels, understand that mainly their viewers are not people looking for a primary residence, okay? So, because I've gone back and forth with other channels, and I realize that their viewers are different. But I asked myself, what can we learn from these people? Because it's not caution necessarily, or is it, right? Here's the thing though with investors, okay? I think that certain levels of investment have definitely got us in this, helped get us in this situation where we have a lack of inventory. And you guys, that's a fact, because right now we have 17 million vacant homes. 17 million vacant homes. So there's no question the institutional investing in America right now is killing us as homeowners, okay? So I'm not saying that that's not, okay? What I'm trying to explain to you guys is these people are absolute machines. They have so much skills and so much little algorithms to find the deal to find the deal of our dreams, and they take it and they profit off of it. But what can we learn from them, you guys? We can learn what they're doing to find the good deal, all right? And my point is with investors, here's the thing with investors. Most of the premise with investors is there's always a time to find a great deal, right? Or at least, geez, I keep forgetting his name, you guys. But the guy I had issues with going back and forth with, that was something that he was adamant about, is using data to buy box and things like that. So when I talk to you guys, or whenever we look at investors, I listen to some of these investors channels, even though I definitely don't agree with them, because they empower us. If we listen right, they can empower us. We can figure out how are they finding these great deals when we're sitting on the sidelines struggling and frustrated. So that's the thing with investors. I want to be compassionate. I do think that, I'm not knocking like mom and pop investors per se, right? Maybe you own 2 or 3 houses, whatever. I'm talking about the guys that own hundreds of houses, you guys, thousands of houses. I honestly, and I may get in trouble saying this, but I think that needs to change. I think it needs to change. I think, and I know I'm going to get into trouble. Maybe throw some more taxes on it or something. You guys, we have an inventory problem, and that's just the reality of the situation. So if you're an investor, if you watch my channel, understand in that I appreciate you. But if you guys can, any investors that are watching, spit some comments to help educate us, right? You see what I'm saying? We don't have to go into this ego war back and forth. Let us know how you did things. And honestly, I've actually been able to turn around a lot of comments on my channel by like not necessarily showing an ego in return to these investors. And you guys know that I like to roast them. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just a competitive person, and I really care about like the little people. So like I look at them as a bully, and it's always been like that in my life. I just really have a hard time with bullies. But anyways, so that's investors. All right, I think we have some stuff to learn from them, and I hope that you guys are seeing that in my channel, that I'm trying to give you a little bit of value on each video, because we don't want to just talk about headlines and complain and not show compassion and not grow. So I hope you guys are getting that. It's really important to understand that maybe we can't compete with all the investors, but we can compete with some, is my point. So a lot of people are discouraged. A lot of people like Travis is it doesn't matter what we do right now, because as soon as interest rates go down, or as soon as prices continue to go down, investors are going to come in and purchase all the property, and it's too late for us. When the reality is that's not necessarily true. It may be true in some metro areas where there's like no inventory. It may be true like that for a while, but you can't let yourself be defeated. And I want to just say this last thing and I'll move on. When I was doing loans full time, I was one of the best originators, mortgage originators, loan officers you've ever met, probably. Now, I put probably over 1,000 people that I personally talked to and reviewed their credit report, all of their income documents. Over 1,000 people I put into something I called an action plan. An action plan is where someone doesn't qualify to purchase a house right now, okay? And generally the action plan consisted of don't be late on your credit cards, utilization ratio, right? Save your money, all of those things. But the very first thing was, y'all, the very number one first thing on every single action plan I've ever put anyone in, over 1,000, okay? Stay encouraged. And it's so hard right now to do that. It's so hard right now. I have to jump into a bathtub full of ice, you guys. to stay encouraged. I'm not joking. That's how I stay encouraged. It's so stressful, but I'm saying we're close. Okay? Don't give up. Don't give up. That's the point. Oh, Zach's, Todd. This is my man, Todd. You guys know Todd. Todd, sir, I love you. I appreciate you. I absolutely love this jacket. Todd is just such a good guy. Todd had a video, y'all. You guys, Todd had a video on the other day. And it was really sad to me. So Todd had a video the other day. He brought an investor on, and comments were pretty negative. When let me explain, and it is what it is. And I'm not defending the investor, but it's really hard to be a content creator because, like Todd and I, we're always trying to figure out how do we get the people at the bottom empowered, right? So a lot of times in our minds, we'll possibly bring, and I made this mistake. You guys remember with the lumberjack and whatnot. I made the same mistake myself when I learned the hard way. But my premise in bringing an investor on was to empower the little people, to empower the people in the bottom, the first-time home buyers, the people looking for primary residence. But unfortunately, that doesn't always translate. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Todd. I love Todd. Being a content creator is so hard, you guys. Anyways, so now here's the thing with the realtors, okay? First of all, this is so hard for me. I want to say, I made the NAR video, okay? I made the National Association of Realtors video talking about the lawsuit. Zach's, again, brother, I really appreciate you, Zach, Zach's Realty, which is Todd. But I did the NAR video and I straight up said, realtors make too much money, and I still believe it, but I wanted to apologize, okay? I hurt a lot of people's feelings when I said that. Even my own peers, like in my own market in Houston, like I got lit up, y'all. Y'all got lit up hard. But I didn't mean to be uncompassionate, okay? What I meant to say was as realtors, we have the ability to waive our commission sometimes to get our client the deal of the dreams. And that should be a normal practice. That's what I'm saying. That should be, if you're a realtor and you have the ability to waive a few $1,000s of your commission to get your client the deal of a lifetime, you should do that. That's my point. And my other point is like, you can't, a great realtor and a bad realtor should not make the same amount of money. That's what I'm saying is broken with realtor commission. Someone that earns their commission right here, and then someone that maybe they just got their license and they're helping their uncle or something. They don't know what they're doing. They're making the same amount of money as the great realtor. There's a problem in our industry. And even then, I still think realtors make too much money. Okay, but I'm not saying, I want to, and shout out to Moses. Moses is a subscriber. I realized I wasn't being compassionate. We have some of our subscribers here that became realtors to empower themselves. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come off uncompassionate. But here's the other thing with realtors. It's not cheap, you guys. If you guys get your license, understand it is not cheap. I'm so freezing right now. Like my body's shivering from that ice plunge. I was in there for 10 minutes. Man, that's why I have this jacket. Thank you, Todd. Anyways, you're keeping me warm. What's up, Nikki? I see Nikki, Elijah, Edmund. I love you. Mark. Oh my God. What's up, Mark? It's so nice to see you guys live. I know, SG. I know, but you got, this is what I'm saying, SG, okay? Todd's heart was in the right place. You see what I'm saying? Todd's heart was in the right place. He was trying to take from that guy, some value, and he was trying to give it to you. But I hear you on all that. Broad shoulders, brother. I think. All right, I gotta start looking at the comments. I really love you guys. Scrog. I love you guys. So, that's the point I was trying to make with the realtors. Now let's talk about the bulls. Okay. So, and I'm gonna pull. And don't worry, guys. I'm gonna get to what my point is. My channel. I have the case Schiller up. I'm gonna show you guys where I think we're at. But let's talk about the bull argument in real estate. Okay. And I'm not going to go into the hateful comments. I'm just going to stay focused here. So the bull argument with real estate right now is there's not enough inventory. Let's just talk broadly, because in Austin, that's not the case in Austin. But broadly, their thing is we don't have enough inventory, and essentially we're never going to have enough inventory. And because of that alone, prices are going to keep going up. Now, there's some merit to that, right? There's some merit to that. And normally, you guys, I would agree with it, okay? Because it's logical. Normally, I would agree with it, but I'm not agreeing with it this time because home equity went up way too much. They essentially squeezed out all of the equity of these houses, and I believe right now that the entire housing market's overheated, and they're just continuously trying to prop it up until it completely breaks down. But nevertheless, that's the bull's argument. So right now they're saying, oh, the crash bros were wrong. The cash bros were wrong. Houses are just going to keep going up. But the thing is, guys, if they're wrong, okay, if they're wrong, instead of just, oh, real estate mindset, you were wrong, it's worse this year, prices are higher. If they're wrong, you're trapped in your house. And if they're wrong, you're going to be upside down. If you have job loss, if you have to move, it's possible you can lose your house if they're wrong. But that's the bullish argument. Now, the bearish, what I'm saying is, again, equity went up too much. It's a time for caution. Like, why am I a bad person? Because of being cautious. I really believe in caution, you guys. You're always going to get that from my channel. I will go over the data. You guys know I link the data. I'm going to give you bits and pieces of value. I'm scared to do that because I don't want you guys just to run out and buy houses, but I'm going to be bearish and I'm going to give you value so that you can make up your own mind. I do not want to do the thinking for you. Okay. I just want to make that clear. I want you guys to do the thinking yourselves. But let me explain where I think we're at in the housing market cycle. Now, obviously there's things going on in the housing market right now that aren't seasonal. Okay. It's just not. Quantitative tightening, the run-up in equity was from quantitative easing. So we had a quantitative easing, quantitative tightening. It's not seasonal. So we got the housing market's all messed up right now, okay? And understand this, right now, we have a run-up in prices again, okay? But that doesn't mean overall, that doesn't mean that they're exceeding last year. It's close. It's dangerously close. But we still haven't even caught up to last year. The housing market is only appearing hot because of the lack of supply. Think about it. If we had more supply, we would have the entire nation probably going through what Austin's going through. In fact, Austin is the only metro area, the big metro area, that even has as much inventory as pre-pandemic. So yes, we need inventory, but I'm saying that we're running out of these well-qualified buyers. Prices are still, payments are going up, rates are going up. There's only so much longer before it all falls apart. All right. And let me pull up Case-Shiller. I'm going to pull up Case-Shiller and I'm going to show you guys that our last great, financial recession or great financial collapse, huge recession, this ain't something, I'm not going to say the same thing. I'm going to try to do better than that. A very similar situation happened to where in 2008, prices went up, you guys, and then they went down more, but then they went up again, and then they went down more, and then a third time they went up again. And they went down even more. So what I'm saying is that's probably, I believe, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'll tell you what's going on in my own personal journey. I believe that the same thing is happening right now. Okay. And honestly, the bank bailout. One thing about the investors, their narrative, it has been bailed out, just like the banks. Okay. So a lot of these, I'm going to be compassionate. I shouldn't have said that. But I mean, seriously, you guys, they put $300 billion. That's a big deal. All right. Let me pull this up so I can show you guys. Now, this is the Case-Shiller I want to show you guys, okay? Again, if you're losing hope, understand, okay? Starting from let's go back to about May of 2007, you can see that house price. This is Case-Shiller. This is Fred. We're looking at value, okay? We're not looking at median sales price. We're looking at a value factor, value index. So it's a little stronger than median sales price is my point. So it went straight down, and then look at this. It started home values, y'all. Can you guys see that okay? Should I zoom in? Let me zoom in for you all. Hold on. I'm going to zoom in. Okay. Is that better? Looks better. Now, you can see, look at this, guys. Same thing happened in 2009 when things were all messed up. We were still in the midst of recession. We were still in recession and home values went up. Look at this. It went up, but look at after August, actually about July, it went down further than it went up because here was the other low. Look at a new low. See that? But not a new high, but it was a new low. And again, same thing happened in 2010. Understand this around February, just like what's happening right now. Isn't that crazy? The same time. And look, it went all the way up until June. Do y'all remember me thinking like June, right? End of June. Look at, and then it started plateauing. And look at how far home value went down. Okay. But then people are like, you know what? We're going to buy again. And look at around March, February, March. Do you see that? Look at same thing. February, March. Look at same thing happening right now. Why aren't more people talking about this? Anyways, home values go up, but we hit a new low because they go down even more. This happened for 5 years. I'm sorry. Actually, it was like straight down. And then this happened for about 3 to 4 cycles. So 3 to 4 years, we had prices going up, but going down even more. Going up, but going down even more, going up and going down even more. And that's where I believe, we're at right now, y'all. I don't have a crystal ball, and that's what I'm really trying to tell y'all. But I am being transparent, and the important thing is I'm walking out what I'm telling you guys. And as far as my own, and I'm gonna get into this Redfin. I'm sorry, you guys, for rambling. I hope I'm not rambling, but my own personal home buying journey, y'all. I'm mad. All right, I am mad. And I'm worried. I'm worried about you guys. I'm worried about me too. I'm worried about my family, but I'm really worried about you guys because I don't want people to think, because we've had this like increase in prices, I don't want people to think that the ride's over. Like, okay, I was wrong. Go buy a house, because it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. I really hope that we can make it at least we should make it through one more cycle, right? And I've been telling you guys, let's wait for recession, inventory dump. You got to get through August, right, the summer. And what was the other thing? It was one other thing. I'm freezing cold right now. I'm so sorry. I lost my train of thought. But anyways, my point is we need to get through more time before we really actually know. And the thing is the equity went up almost 50% in 2.5 years, but wages adjusted for inflation are less than when we started the pandemic. Did y'all hear me? When we adjust for inflation, wages are lower now. When we adjust for inflation, they're lower now than they were pre-pandemic. Yet house values are 50% higher. Do y'all see? I mean, it's not without reason why we're saying these things. Plus, what else do we have? The inversion of the yields is such a big thing, you guys. That is a huge thing in a more bearish corner. I don't want to beat that up too much. But anyways, you guys, that's where I think I'm at. That's where I think we're at with this. Let me throw up the Redfin article, y'all. It is controlled. I agree. I don't know, man. BlackRock. I was reading Ben Savage. Ben, it's nice to see you, brother. It's been a long time since I said hi, man. I love you, Ben. You've been here from the beginning. I always appreciate your comments, my brother. So, and this is the thing. A lot of people are worried about institutional investors being a backstop. But right now, specifically Blackstone and was Invitation Homes, number one SFR investor in America right now, is selling more houses than they're buying. Also, Blackstone has been completely gutted in some ways. Also, BlackRock has been defaulting. So the thing is, I think that they have more pressing things to worry about, those institutional investors, such as commercial real estate. Commercial real estate is already crumbling. But the reality is, guys, we need more inventory. We have more inventory than last year, but we need more inventory. And I hate to say this, what are we missing right now from a recession, right? What are we missing? What are we missing, you guys? Unemployment. The unemployment hasn't. So we finally had for the first time, and I don't know how long since they started quantitative tightening, probably, unemployment went up. But anyways, we're going to read this article now, this Redfin article. I'll go over the charts with you guys, but you're going to be able to tell just by the headline of this article and the headline by my video, actually, their attitude, right? Redfin has a notorious bullish attitude in the housing market, which is okay, which is something we've kind of grown to accept, right? But they have the data, and that's really why I've stuck to Redfin. So let's see what's going on this week, you guys. Now, the name of this article, here we go. I was reading Mark's comment. I gotta stop. Oh, Night Cree, Dwight's on here, man. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. I really appreciate you guys. Anyways, you guys agree with me on the healthy debate? Don't we need a healthy debate in real estate and financing on YouTube? We need a healthy debate. You know who I love to talk to is Millennial Mike. I really like Millennial Mike. Anyways, so let's read this. Name of this article is Housing Market Update. Supply Shortage Worsens. Now, that's grabby, because the reality is supply shortage barely got worse. And remember also, guys, last week was our first week since end of January, where we had an increase of supply. So it's just gone down a fraction. And look at that headline: propping up prices as near 7% mortgage rates handcuff homeowners. And I'll tell you guys right now, there are many home buyers right now that are getting those 7% mortgage rates right now. So I'm not going to read this word for word. If you guys want to go back, by all means, what's on Dwight? Go back and read this. I'm going to kind of just leave it here, but I do want to highlight some of the leading indicators. All right. So take a look at the leading indicators. And remember, guys, this is just week over week. You got year over year, you got YTD, you got month over month, you got all these types of things. But Redfin is week over week. So let's see what happened. Now, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage was 6.94%. Oh my gosh. On June 7th, and these people are still buying. I feel so bad for them. Anyways, but I feel worse for myself. You know what I'm talking about? Now that's down from a 7-month high of 7.14%. The housing market's all broke. Honestly, I think that rates are going to stay elevated this month. I think that it's possible some people are going to get 8% this month, especially because of how the debt ceiling deal worked out, but we'll keep an eye on the 10-year and the 2-year and all of that type of stuff. Now, mortgage applications decreased again 2% from a week earlier. They are down 27%. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people. This housing market appears to be a lot stronger than it actually is. And if we actually look at the transactions that are taking place, we can kind of clearly see that, right? But nevertheless, it has been strong, you guys, from the end of February, a lot stronger than I thought, and I'll admit that. I thought people would, would take the clues that the Federal Reserve has been giving them, but it is what it is. Now, seasonally adjusted Redfin home buying demand is up 3% from a year earlier. So this is interesting because it's saying that demand is up 3%. This is why I'm really glad that I have the opportunity to talk to you guys, because on one hand, they're saying that business is down, or applications, but I pull up stats that show sales is down. Business from an application standpoint is down 3%, yet home buying demand is above what it was last year. Okay, whatever you say, Redfin. I don't know how that's possible, but it does say up 3% year over year. Google searches were up 7% from a month earlier. It's flat from a year earlier, but take a look at this. Touring activity as of June 4th was up 6% from the start of the year, compared to a 2% decline at the same time last year. So, well, that's a little puzzly. So that's kind of a wash right there, because it's not telling us what percentage it was last year. But isn't this insane? At what LTV? I'm not sure, brother. Tell me what you talk about. Now, LTV stands for loan to value. That's a qualifying factor. Man. So I don't know. I like LTV questions. I'm a loan officer at heart. I have so much skills with loan officers. Market is broken for years to come. I mean, yeah, Gypsy gets it. And me and Gypsy don't agree on everything. And that's why I don't ever want to, and here's another good one, you guys. The market share for cash buyers and first-time home buyers has increased. It's pretty crazy. I like all of you guys for the most part, as long as you guys aren't like hating with like racism or like any type of violent type of thing. I like it. And then here's a comment right here. That's what I'm saying. We can all grow together. Look at this. So already with the Crash Bros, I know I got to get the shirts out, you guys. Crash Bros have misled everyone for the last several years. Get their channels a lot of clicks though. So I hear this a lot, you guys, and you can't let people like him deter you. Okay, because when someone says that, they're saying that just go buy right now. When I'm saying just be cautious right now, find the right deal. And the other thing is the reality is I've barely been doing this for over a year. I started. That's so funny. I get comments all the time. Oh, I've been watching you, Travis, for 2 years. You've been wrong. I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for 14 months. What are you talking about? What are you guys talking about? I'm just saying be cautious. When you listen to people like this, it's like, Andre, where's the caution, brother? Like, do you have something conservative to say, something that can help us all grow? I'm just saying, man, like, you're right, though. He's right. This man is right. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. They want this whole thing to change forever. I just don't think it is. But the reality is each of us, him, me, everyone needs to make our decisions on our own, right? And I'm saying to you guys, caution and data. Oh my gosh, I still have this article up. I'm so sorry. I went off on a tangent. You guys know how I do that. It must be that ice plunge. I think it's the ice plunge. Okay, let's see here. I'm looking at the comments again. I mean, he's right. I mean, there's so much. Like, why is everyone saying we're out of the crash when we're still in the cycle? What's wrong with people? I think it's like an instant gratification type of thing. you know. And then, okay, so Andrew's coming back, but you're not on Reventure, dude. You know, you're not on Reventure, man. You're not on Reventure, Andrew. Like, calm down, brother. Like, just if you don't like it, you go somewhere else. Or like, dude, if you're the genius, like, help us out. Like, what are we missing? Like, how do you find a great deal right now? How's the housing market not broken? How is there going to be a catalyst for continued buying when so many people can't afford it? How will people be able to continue to buy a house when 40% of their gross income goes to their mortgage? How's that going to work out? And also, guess what's going up across the board right now? Defaults, including foreclosures. Across the board, unfortunately, the data is not out yet. It is for ATTOM, and I'll have another video, but it's not out yet, unfortunately. But anyways, you guys, I'm so sorry. Going back here, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Data based on homes. Okay, so we're going back to leading indicators, and then I'm going to go into the chart. And don't forget, I want to do a market analysis as well. And market analysis, we're going to access live data from the MLS. Now, the median home sales price was $379,000. Okay, that's down 1.6% from a year earlier, which means essentially anyone that purchased in the last year is upside down in their house. Most people are upside down in their, so like, again, I'm trying to be compassionate, but that's what drives me crazy about these realtors. Like, are the realtors that led people at the peak May, June of last year, are they apologizing for leading people off a cliff? Do you remember them saying you could just refinance later? How many times do you guys think that the realtor said you could just refinance later? Well, it's been a year later, and guess what? Interest rates are higher and home values are lower, right? Anyways, I'm sorry, 1.6% from a year earlier. But the thing is, guys, even though this is saying down year over year, I hate, for the most part, I don't want to say I hate, but I think that looking at year over year data is the least helpful data set, because the reality is even though it's down, listen, guys, even though it's down 1.6%, it's still rebounded pretty drastically at the start of February. Now, again, it's still negative. It's still negative. So how are we wrong? But that's okay. It's not even increased over where it was last year. So how are we really? Anyways, but again, it should be more. It's almost keeping pace with last year. So again, what do you think is going to happen in June and July? Right? What do you guys think is going to happen? I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know 100%. But now here's this. Home prices have declined in 29 metro areas out of 50. Leading is Austin. Now, here's the thing, okay? Austin, Texas, by my definition, has already and currently is experiencing a crash. And here's the thing. Why? A few reasons when we look at why. Now, the reason why Austin's crashing is different from the reasons that San Jose is crashing, okay? The reason why Austin's crashing, in my opinion, they're the only one with the inventory. They have the inventory. So on a month-over-month basis, depending on the data set, Austin is still crashing. It's still going down in prices and inventory. I can look again because it's updated and inventory is going up. This is what we need in every market. We're not going to have that in every market unless you have a lot of new home building or there's some type of forced selling. What's going to be the number one forced selling method other than like relocation? Unemployment. And I didn't say that I wanted to make people unemployed. The Federal Reserve said that. Not me. The Federal Reserve said that. Remember that. Is anyone listening to the Federal Reserve? You know what I mean? We should be. But look at number 2 is now Oakland at 12% loss. Come on, guys. Las Vegas is down 9%. Plus add 8%. Remember, typically realtor commission is 8%. Okay? 8% typically. All right? So add 8% to the losses here. I'm sorry. Typically realtor commission is 6% plus 2% in like junk fees like taxes and things like that. Okay? So y'all starting to track with me here? Like you got to have equity to sell or refinance. Just saying. Now, San Francisco, so we got Las Vegas, San Francisco, and we got Phoenix. I'm surprised that Phoenix has rebounded at all, to be honest with you guys. Now, look at where prices have increased the most. Cincinnati's still up, so they've lost ground, but they're still up 9.2%. They were up a lot more than that last year, up 8% in Miami. Miami is a beast. Milwaukee, 8%. Fort Lauderdale at 5.8%. Virginia Beach increased 4.8% as well. Okay, so median asking price, $397. So we'll go into some of the other cool things, guys, which is the actual charts. I'll show you guys this as well. And then we'll do our market analysis. So let me get this up here real quick. Let's see here. And we're going to go over, I love visualizing this data, you guys, and I really appreciate everyone's comments. Even that one guy complaining about reventure, like I'm dude, I'm gonna tell you, if I was reventure, anyways, man, I have my own software and we would just reference that. That would be super cool. All right, let's take a look. I'm gonna hit this so you guys can see my tablet. Okay, you guys cannot see my tablet. That's messed up. What the heck? Okay, I guess we're not gonna use my tablet. It's plugged in. That's messed up. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? Oh my gosh, I almost lost my picture. I know what we're gonna do though. This is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do it like this. I'm gonna switch back to my camera here. Sorry guys, apologize for that, but take a look at this. All right, guys, a little bit about my background as well. I have been a loan officer for, my gosh, man, 22 or 23 years. I don't even know. I've been a licensed realtor for 13 years and a CE certified instructor. And I love that job, by the way, for about 5 years. So, and I've lost everything already. Oh, and I don't know if I told you, and I don't want to brag about this, but I actually owned my first flip at the age of 20. I made $1 million by the age of 23. And then shortly after that, I lost everything. And I asked myself, like, man, was that a good thing I lost everything? Like, I think it was. I think it really taught me empathy and humility, because I was like that prodigy back in the day. I was like this young kid, taking over the world, and then boom, blindsided by the crash, even though I shouldn't have been because I was in the industry. But anyways, okay guys, here's the median sales price, and you can see the trajectory is still upward. I want to zoom in so you guys can see this. Okay, so we had a week over week increase in median sales price. We're still off. You guys know that I believe we're going to have a whiplash type downward. Or at least I believe that. I hope it around the end of this month. I said there's no perfect timing except when I called the year over year, right? I said the end of February, and we had it in the end of February. But I think we're going to start seeing the decline towards the end of June, you guys. We have not seen that the entire year after February, right around here. So we started the year with decline, and then from February to right now, okay, median sales price has gone up. So listen, even though it is down 1.6%. So that means that, again, anyone that invested in this little block right here is probably upside down in their house. Even though that's true, it has gone up a lot faster than I thought it would have, to be honest with you, since February, you guys, since the end of February. Look at that. Now, we're not over, like I said, we're not even over where we were last year. Again, and if this doesn't break over, you guys, by the time we start having our decline, I mean, the narrative is going to be broken. Again, I think the bailout also bailed out people's narratives on the housing market, the bullish people on the housing market. Take a look at this. This is good news, okay? Finally, some good news, right? This is median asking price. This is Johnny. Johnny, I haven't even seen Johnny. I don't know where Johnny is at. Where's Johnny? If someone want to say that I'm nervous for Johnny, please. Darn it, Johnny. I was hoping you're going to be here. But anyways, this is asking price. We're flat. And look at how flat we've remained. We've remained flat, y'all, since May. So since May, we've remained flat. This is good because we don't want to see this going up, because median asking price is leading median sales price. But again, that has basically plateaued. We want to start seeing it go down. It hasn't gone up for the last 3 weeks. This is good because that's going to lead sales price. And in the nick of time, am I right? It's like right when we're about to go over where we were last year. This is what I think is going to happen. It's going to go straight down. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why do we got to go through the motions every single time? Why can't people just be cautious and wait a little bit? I'm saying that facetiously because I can name a million reasons why it's hard because I'm going through it. But let's look at the next one. This is home buying. Oh, you guys, I'm so sad for people. Being a homeowner post 2022 is nothing like being a homeowner from 2021 and on. If you purchased real estate in 2020 and 2021, odds are you have a rate under 4% and a lot of equity. All right. And I didn't tell people not to buy in 2020 and 2021, by the way. But I'm saying after that, it's completely different. Like, instead of people having a low rate and a bunch of equity, if you buy right now, you're going to have a high rate and no equity for who knows how long. It could be 5 years. It could be 7 years. But if you buy right now, this is undisputable no matter what side of the coin you're on. If you buy right now, you're going to go into a high rate and you're probably not going to get an equity for a significant amount of time. Now, investors are different. Investors have strategies and techniques and databases, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. The more that we can learn from them, the better prepared we will be. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Hey, man, I appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it. Ruger, appreciate you, man. Love you, Trav. Hope you feel. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You guys, I have been fighting a sinus infection for 3 weeks. I apologize. I haven't put out a video in the last 2 days. That's why I get home and I've given work like everything I have, and I just collapse. I finally got antibiotics though. But anyways, I thank you, brother. You guys don't have to send me super chats. You guys know I love you. I prefer you put that money in your savings account or bless somebody, like buy them a cup of coffee or something. Now look at pending sales. Again, how could demand be up if pending sales are down and also mortgage applications are down? What? Okay. But anyways, pending sales is down 16% year over year. Okay. We see that here. This is what sucks. I'm gonna be the first person to say this, and this is where bullish people have some validity here, and that's why I think we need some healthy debates in real estate and in the financing sector. And you guys, I'm gonna be talking to Minority Mindset on Tuesday. I'm gonna be like, man, Minority Mindset, we need to have a debate. I'm gonna straight up tell them, like, dude, we need to have a respectful debate. We need to talk about things that we do not agree with, because it's odds are something's gonna happen in between, right? Nothing is going to happen exactly like we say it's going to happen. It's probably going to be in between. And I really wish that we had a better ability to debate. And I'm going to try to do that for you guys, because, even it's going to make me stronger as well. And it's going to hopefully bring some good points out into the market. But look at this, guys. Pending listings of homes is down 25% year over year. I am really disappointed in this. I was hoping this was going to be a lot more. I actually bet Johnny, Vital Signs, and Jeff that we would have 1 million active units before the year's end. I'm still not giving up on that at all. I just want you to know that. But it's not a good start when it comes to listings. What's going to save me is new construction. Any type of speculation or asset selling from investors will save me. Unfortunately, I only got 6 months for that to happen. It may happen next year, but I still have my money on it happening this year. But this is not good, okay? We want more listings, and people aren't listing their houses as much, predominantly because of their 4% interest rates. Now, that doesn't mean that some people don't have to list. People will still have to move. People will still have to relocate. The tragedy of divorce, the tragedy of any medical issues, and the tragedy of job loss. But nevertheless, it's important to understand the market is appearing incredibly strong. But a primary reason that is because of the lack of inventory. And I could pull up Austin again. When we don't have a lack of inventory, boom, straight down in the gutter. Okay, that's what's going on in our housing market right now. We could see that with Austin. And then we look at San Jose, and then San Diego, and then Riverside. Like, these are all Californias, Southern California, Northern California. That price decline is different. That price decline is not a result of like Austin, where there's hyper supply. The price decline there is as a result of overvalued houses and unaffordability and job loss and migration out. So few things, right? Very intriguing housing market that we're in. Also very frustrating. I mean, driving me crazy. Active listings of homes for sale. Okay, this is decent. We're only down 4.6% year over year. But again, we 100%, and I don't know if Andre's been on. Andre, if you're still listening to me, man, not knocking you, brother. Bring the criticism on in a respectful way. I welcome it. And honestly, you guys, I grow from the criticism. As long as like a content creator, if you can have thick skin and you read some of these comments, we can actually, all of us can. And I really encourage you guys to go through the comment section on some of these videos. Some of these points people are making and angles people have, genius, absolutely genius. I really respect it. Again, even if you don't agree with me, I want you to know a lot of people I have an overwhelming respect for. I just want you to know that. Now listen, remember the title of the article and remember the title of this video. Inventory is sinking, right? Wasn't that the title of the video you're watching? Wasn't the title of that Redfin article you read? But the reality is look, inventory barely even changed, okay? Do you guys see this? I need to zoom in. Let me zoom in. Okay, so all this, we're the doom and gloom, right? The doom and gloom is not us. It's not the cautious guys. The doom and gloom is the buy now, the fear of missing out. That's the doom and gloom. You guys, I've been doing this for 2 decades. I mean, it's just so easy for me to see things. All right, take a look. Okay. Sorry, guys. So here's our months available, okay, our supply. We're at 2.6. Guess what we were at last week? 2.7. Guess what we were at before the week before that? 2.6. So we've gone down only 0.1, and they're saying, oh my God, inventory's plummeting, it's tanking. But the reality is, and I know it's even in my title, it's even in their title, but the reality is it barely even changed at all. In fact, the encouraging thing is, for the first time in 3 months, 3 to 4 months, for the first time last week, and you can see that here, and it's just start, it went up last week for the first time in 3 months. That's a great sign. We wanted more, but thank God we wanted to reverse the trajectory to reverse, right? But this week, week over week, it basically stayed plateaued. It actually went down slightly. Wanted to bring that up. Okay. So so I did talk about this a little bit. Johnny, I did talk about this a little bit in the beginning. It is a huge lawsuit, you guys. The lawsuit is so big right now with NAR and Keller Williams and Remax and a couple other people. If they lose this lawsuit, I can almost guarantee you the entire industry will change, because these people don't have that money. If they lose $40 billion, they don't have that money. They've already paid that money to their realtors. The brokers pay almost all money to, well, it depends on the broker. They pay almost all the money to the realtors. So they're not going to have the money if they lose that. And also I wanted to apologize, because the impression that some people got sensitive and said, Travis, you said that realtors should waive all their commission and work for free. And that's not what I'm saying at all. Again, Johnny, just so you know, what I was saying is, if we have the ability as a realtor, and I'm a realtor and I have a right to say this, and also commission is 100% negotiable by law. By law, okay? I'm saying that as realtors, if we have the ability to get our clients the deal of their dreams, and by getting it, we have to waive our commission, a portion of our commission, we should do it immediately. We should do it immediately, because generally the buyer's agent has 3% built up, okay? So if it's say it's a $400,000 house, that's 12 grand. It's $12,000, okay? Waive 4 or 5 grand, get your client the deal of your dreams, and move on. That's what I'm saying. Especially if you're just a cheerleader. If you're, I also want to say this, it's very expensive to be a realtor. I also think y'all should maybe become a realtor because of the access to data. And it also, I want to make this point. This is so hard there's just so many different angles, you guys. It's so hard for me to tell you guys everything. Don't ever go to a new home building community without representation. And if you do not sign your name, you guys. If you go to new construction, do not sign your name in their system, because if you do, and you do not have a realtor, a lot of them will refuse to pay the commission of their realtor. So who's going to pay the commission of the buyer's realtor? Are you? I don't think so. That's not generally how it works. But anyways, that's months of supply. That is sideways. Wolf knows what's up. Wolf, brother, this is Brother Wolf, you guys. This is my boots on the ground subscriber right here. I absolutely love this guy. He is in Phoenix. So he's kind of like my boots on the ground in Phoenix. You guys know that I went to Phoenix and I was like, Copper Canyon, right? Go to Copper Canyon and Desert Oasis and you'll find hundreds and thousands of houses sitting there. And he's like, Travis, they're still there. He's like, but Travis, the problem is in resale. I'm like, I know, man, the problem's in resale. But thank God you guys have thousands of new homes. Am I right, Wolf? Chime in, man. Chime in. Let me know if I'm right. Because I had to flew in. I was only there for a day. So he lives there. Really love you people, just everyone. So many people I love. You guys have made me grow in ways I could never even thought imaginable. And that goes with people that are giving me criticism as well. Like, I'm learning from everyone. YouTube is hard. YouTube is hard, especially if you're like me, where I'm sensitive and I actually genuinely care about you. And because I care about you guys, like, that's why I struggle sometimes, because I don't want to steer you the wrong way. That is on my heart every moment that I'm awake, is I cannot lead these people down the wrong path. And that's why I'm so transparent about my own journey. And you guys, today I'm signing an extension on my lease. It's happening today. Final conclusion on that, I'm doing 6 months renewal of this right here. I wanted to go into a more expensive, more luxurious rental just for like mental health, and my wife earned it and my family earned it. But like, we both in the same conclusion. If we do that, we're going to pay $1,000 more a month. And we're like, man, we're going to bite the bullet together. And it's really hard to do that. So we've extended our lease till December. And man, I'm going to wait longer, but you guys understand, if I buy, understand this. If I buy right now, or sometime this year, it's for my primary residence, and I'm not trying to time the bottom of the market. I'm simply trying to find a great deal on a home that I love. Since when am I a bad person for that, right? And I honestly think everyone should find a great deal on the home they love. Now, that may mean you have to drive, 30 minutes from your work. A lot of people are stuck on their primary, like they have to live in the subdivision. You box yourself in, guys, if you do that. The more flexible you are with where you're going to buy, the easier it is to find that dream house. But if you're like, only looking at one subdivision, it's going to get stressful, man. It's going to get stressful. Anyways, pending sales under contract within 2 weeks is at 33%. We're starting to see some of this data reverse trend. Guess what? It's like first week of June. You guys, I really hope I'm right. If I'm not right, I'm going to be so depressed and also worried about you guys. I'm more worried about you guys than I am myself, to be honest with you. Homes sold in a median of 28 days. That's also going down. So that means that it's actually hot, right? We want this to go up. More days on the market, but it's over the last 2 years. So that's good. So a lot of people are like, I've also had comments where people are like, man, I listened to you, Travis, and the housing market's worse. It's worse. It's like, well, first of all, you didn't listen to me because I said, make up your own mind and don't put that on me, please. And look at the data. And then also we can see that last year, for the most areas, including my own area, was way worse. Last year was way worse. Bidding wars and appraisal gaps. Appraisal gaps were so bad last year. But anyways, payments are higher than they were last year. So that is the worst part, right? So there's something in every comment is what I'm saying. It's hard to make everyone happy, you guys. I'm trying the best I can to make everyone happy. That ice plunge I just took, man, my body feels so good right now. I feel like I can run right now. Y'all should do that, the ice plunge. And I'm going to tell you about the ice plunge right now. Hold on, hold on, you guys. And I'm going to get back to this. If you're going to do the ice plunge, okay, I'm going to tell you, if you're stressing, okay, look into the ice plunge. It's supposed to help with stress and anxiety, and I feel so good right now. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, that first 2 minutes is so wicked. It is so wicked. But once you get through that 2 minutes, it's so much better. That first 2 minutes, you guys, it is like, it's pure hell. So it's like super stress. That's probably why you feel so good afterwards, because it's so stressful when you jump into a bath of ice water. Anyways, give it a try. Look it up on YouTube. Oh, whoops, I forgot. That's not working. Embarrassing. Okay, so homes sold above list price is still substantially lower than 2021 and 2022. However, it is going up. It maybe looks like it's plateauing, but it is still, Nikki, that's funny, Nikki. It is still going up. This means that a little over 1/3 of the houses, are selling for above listing price. Obviously, y'all, we want that down, right? And it is way down. If you look, and this is my point, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to people. You guys see me in the comment section. Sometimes I have a bad day, and you guys, it's either I respond to the comments or I don't. And if I respond to the comments on my channel, I got to put my heart into it. You see, I got to take it personally because I care. Or else I just have to not respond. And I'm not ready to do that yet because I really value hearing from you guys. So that's a lot. We want this to go down, but it is way lower than last year. Last year, you guys, we were at like 55%. Look at it was way up here. You see the red line? It was way up here. More than half. This is unprecedented. More than half of the houses last year sold for above listing price. And that started all in 2022. Look at from the beginning of 2022 and look at 2021. Y'all, the beginning of 2021 and on, house market was broken. Now, if you purchased in 2021, you're a lot better off than 2022. I'll tell you that. I mean, we know this. Now, look at this. I feel like you guys, they're tricking us. I feel like every week it's 5.2%. Wasn't it 5.2% last week and the week before? What? Anyways, listings with price drops 5.2%. This is an important data set because this data set is going to lead median asking price. And this is the data set that we're going to see are the interest rate hikes working. So it starts here. Obviously, we want this to go up. We want it to continue to go up. But look at again, we just go back to the end of February. The end of February, pretty much all of the trends reversed. Again, the end of February. And we saw that once again. Same thing at Case-Shiller. If we look, here's February right here, started completely turning around till about June, July. Okay. Same thing right here. February came, started going up till about June, July. Okay. Then it went down. Same thing here. You guys see the trend here? February and March. Then it started going up until about June, July. And then boom, down even more. So give me a little bit of a bone. If you're a hater, give me a little bit of bone there. Okay, we got some merit in what we're saying, and then we want to talk about the yield curve inversion. Don't make me talk about that. The yield curve inversion, because if we talk about that, then I'm going to tell you, stop fighting the government and stop saying this time is different. That's what I'm going to say, but I won't say it now. Anyways, okay, look at this, guys. This is going up. Okay, average home sold for 99.8% of final list price. So they basically, houses right now are basically selling for what people are asking overall. 99.8% means it's a seller's market and resell. That's what this means right here. It's still a seller's market. It's 100% a seller's market still. It's very toxic. It's very unhealthy. It's overheated housing market. Obviously, they keep trying to prop it up. It's going to come crashing down. But until we understand, in order for us to have a market to be considered a buyer's market, we do need inventory. And remember, you guys, that's the last cycle of the 4 cycles we talk about. The first cycle is the interest rate. Second cycle is new construction and sales. Third is prices. The last and most important is inventory. All right. Here's the home buying demand index. We are now over 2022. This is, I believe, the first time. So we have a new first right here. Okay, so I was looking at the comments again. You guys look like you're saying some really interesting stuff. I'm pretty bummed that I'm missing out on that. But home buying demand has gone up, and it is now up over 2022. That's not good. And again, I'm questioning that because so the way that they calculate home buying demand is weekly value of Redfin's seasonally adjusted home buying demand index is based on requests for home tours and other home buying services. So the thing is like that could mean they're window shopping. So that doesn't so I understand now. So that's why we can have like sales and listings and applications like tank, but yet demand increases. It's because people are out there looking and like window shopping. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing window shoppers they're out in full force right now. And they're probably out because they want to buy a house. Can you blame them? So anyways, that's probably going to do it, you guys. I wanted to keep this video short, and I see that it was not kept short. It has been going on for an hour. So let's do this. We're going to do the market analysis, okay? I'm going to timestamp the market analysis. So if you guys got to come back and do this, I'm always going to try to either start or end my lives by doing a market analysis because the data and understanding the data is important. Now, when I first started doing this YouTube channel, I intentionally gave you guys almost zero value in the form of how do you find a great deal. And the reason I did that is I was sounding the alarm. When you're sounding the alarm, you don't equip someone. You don't have someone, here's a gun. You know what I mean? Okay, we got to get through. Let's get away from the storm first, and then let's talk about how to be safe. Okay? And that's why. But now that I've been doing these videos for about 14 months, and the market's kind of breaking, but sustaining right now, but I expect it to break again. Let's learn some stuff, okay? So I'm going to access my local MLS, and this is why realtors are important. I repeat, realtors, if you're watching this is why you are important, realtors, okay? And I'm going to say this, especially if you're a new realtor, you guys don't have to cheerlead anymore. You have access to MLS. This data is like, people want this data because MLS has sold properties. Having sold property data and having it immediately So important. We don't have to wait for Zillow. We don't have to wait for Redfin. The problem is, though, MLS, multiple listing services, are generally exclusive to a metro area. If it wasn't, y'all, I would be like, hey, let's look at Phoenix. Let's look at Dallas. If you guys know of an MLS service that has the nation where I can get sold properties, please let me know. But we're going to go once again. Okay, and this is for Kim. Kim, are you there? All right, this is for Kim. Kim's a window shopper. It's okay, Kim. A better window shopper than trapped in your house. So we're gonna do a market analysis. Girl, Kim, it's your lucky day, or I'm just flattering myself, or both. I'm probably flattering myself, and maybe it is your lucky day. We're gonna do a market analysis for one of my viewers, a subscriber. We're gonna do it for Kim. This is how we're gonna do it. If you're a realtor, I don't care what state you're in, do the same thing. This is not personalized advice, though. Financial advice. So I'm gonna go to sold properties, because first, what do we do, Kim? Kim, what do we do before we look at the active listings? We need to know if it's a good deal. So I have to do a market analysis on sold properties for 2022. Okay? Right? I'm not just going to look at listings and fall in love right away. I'm going to see what it is. So I'm going to put January 1st, 2022. I'm sorry for that beeping. And I'm going to go to December 31st of 2022. Okay. So by doing that, it's going to give me all of the sold properties in 2022 exclusive to that subdivision. So in the subdivision section, this is so important, realtors. Okay. And anyone that is interested, and I don't know if Moses is on. Moses, I love you. I don't know if you're listening, but I'm going to put in Shadow. This is what Kim wants. I have no idea what I'm going to stumble upon here. Shadow Creek Ranch. Oh, it's a pretty big one. Okay, let me write some info down. So, Kim, I hope you're watching. Here's what I have. Okay, this is on Shadow Creek Ranch. We have 232 houses that sold in that subdivision in 2022. So I'm going to select all. I'm going to go to stats. I'm going to go to tabular. Tabular, dude. All right, now this is what I know now. Okay. The average price, again, price per square foot is just a basic method. It is not how to determine value. I say this all the time. There's different ways to determine value, and generally price per square foot is not. It just allows us to shop and find things. All right. Appraisers, specifically to generate value from an appraisal, nothing price per square foot is used. It's all comparing characteristics like square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms against a subject property. So anyways, in 2022, Kim, we had $145.26. 2022, that's price per square foot. Again, you guys, I have no idea what I'm stumbling upon here. Okay, so let's go back now. Okay, then I'm going to go to active right here. And I'm going to put the subdivision in again. Oh my gosh. What was it again? Is it Shadow Creek? Yeah, Shadow Creek Ranch. Okay. All right. Shadow Creek Ranch. Okay. Shadow Creek Ranch. Okay, here we go. I got it. I got 27 listings. Let's see results. Okay. All right. So how long does this take me, you guys? This took me a couple minutes. That's it. Let me zoom in for you guys. What do we know about 2022? Okay, here's the price per square foot section. These are all the active listings specific to that subdivision. You guys can see, look at this. You see the subdivisions right here. You see, look at Shadow Creek, see that? Okay, this is data exclusive to hyper local subdivision, right? And look at price per square foot. We know in 2022, the average price per square foot was $145. So let's categorize the listings, the active listings, by price per square foot, starting from the lowest. So I'll hit this, boom. Okay, so this is interesting. So what I see here is there are a total of 9 listings out of 27 that are priced under 2022. You follow, Kim? So let's see here, but not all of them. Look at the days on the market as well. This is crazy. So the cheapest one, price per square foot, look at how high that is. That's way too big. So I would say like this one maybe looks good here. Okay, so this one right here, let's take a look at this, Kim. Okay, so I know that if we compare this from 2022 averages, this house is being sold for $18 less. And that represents roughly 15% off 2022. So that represents a little less than 15% of wedge. Okay, you guys get it? Wedge, like there's value, but let's take a look at the property. It looks like a nice property. Looks like a nice property, right? 65 days on the market. Do you guys see that? Why can't they sell it, right? There's a reason why can't they sell it. Let's look at the house. It's a decent house. It's a decent house, right? That's a decent house right there. Kim, I would say, again, I don't represent you, but I would say as far as doing a market analysis for Kim, just as really quick, for the Shadow Creek Ranch, I would say that this is probably going to be one of the better deals is going to be this listing right here. Out of the 27 listings, this is the one I would be most interested in because it's not like crazy big like the first two listings. I would probably look at something like this. And again, now after this, we'd want to do a mortgage payment calculation, right? And we want to see if we can cash flow, right? You guys remember that? But look at, I mean, we have a little bit of wedge here. It's been on the market 65 days, which tells me as an agent that they have room to negotiate. If this was on the market for one day, probably not a lot of room to negotiate, but we do one step further. We go to property archive because I want to see what's been going on with this house. Okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, so these people have owned this house for these people have owned this house for 16 years, you guys. These people have owned this house for 16 years and turned it. Okay, an investor purchased this house. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, Kim, I would be very cautious on this house and definitely do an inspection because what this tells me is they have multiple tenants in here and it's probably all messed up. And usually how landlords do it is they put the Band-Aid on the bullet hole. So again, looking at this now tells me that they've had this house rented out since 2007. Isn't that crazy what you can learn from all this stuff? And it looks like, that's what it looks like here. Interesting. Very interesting. So anyways, guys, this is just kind of some of the stuff that, you know, a realtor can do for you as well. And that's, you know, that's about it. I appreciate you, Kimberly. What's going on? Scrog, Wolf. Let's see. Lowball them. Good, good, good. John, what's going on with you? What's going on, John? 20, a lot of foreign buyers. Put something outside wide open. Good, 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 good. So in Texas, you guys, we have a huge, like if you guys live in Texas, if you're one of my peers, specifically Houston, we have, I believe we're one of the top 10 metro areas of migration, my metro area. So on one hand, I have like this hyper supply of new construction, but on the other hand, like people are literally flooding into Houston. That's why it's so important, like to do all of the research on like every subdivision and as many subdivisions as possible, new construction, resell, all of those things. So like if someone asks me, like, Travis, where can you find a great deal? I know exactly where that is. Why am I not helping people still? I don't know. It is what it is. But you guys, having said that, I'm going to be releasing a video today. I don't know if you guys are going to like it. It's going to be a video based on that 0% down, 100% financing, because a lot of people are like, where's the guidelines? Where do I go to get more information? So I'm going to do a video on that that's specifically about regulations and where you can go. But I also want to say this, you guys, it's very dangerous. I feel like it's very dangerous me giving you that information because of my own personal thoughts and feelings. But I'm still giving it to you because I understand that it's your decision to buy or not. Even though I think that it's, especially a loan at 100% financing, is a big no-no right now. That's my opinion. So I'll be releasing that today. And other than that, guys, I appreciate you. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Show some compassion to some people. If you're stressing, maybe do what I do. Jump into a bath of ice. I'm going to tell you, when you get out of that bath of ice, you ain't going to be stressing no more. But when you get into it, you're going to stress hard, okay? So I'm going to check on my family, see if they're doing the ice bath. I don't think they are because I've been online for a minute and 8. THX, appreciate you as well, man. Unfortunately, most investors are just copycatting strategies. Yes, that's true. That they have been seen for others. Yes, not fully understanding the downside risk. Yes. How to keep your property financed at 3% when rates go to 8%. Good one, THX. Good one. Now, there is merit, though, to what some of these investors are doing, but this is exactly right. This is why I'm so worried as well. Like a lot of these people, THX, and he had a good point here. They watch a YouTube video. They go, I figured this out. And then they go buy a house. And I got to tell you, most of the investors that I talk to, they're like, I found a house, I want to buy it, and I'm just going to hold it until the value goes up. And I'm just like, what did you just say? I'm like, you invest in real estate. Okay, you can speculate, fine, but not right now. You probably shouldn't do that right now. You should probably look at some cash flow situations, which you're probably not going to find in my local housing market. Oh, okay. Okay, so John, there's okay, so there's not only risk to doing BRRRRs because of the refinance appraisal and tightening lending, even though that lending hasn't really tightened yet. But there is risk. But you know what another risk is, John? Subject to. Subject to is um, where you're doing an assumable loan, but going behind the back of the lender. So essentially illegally paying someone else's mortgage. And if I'm a lender and someone has a 2% loan and I found out that you're doing a subject to, I'm calling the loan due immediately because I know there's equity in the house and I know you're an investor. So you got no choice but to take the 8.5% rate that I'm going to give you. That's why I don't like subject to. I mean, if they're losing money on these 2 and 3%, they find out you cheated them. Why wouldn't they call the whole loan due? That's why I hate subject twos. It's just, I get it. It's very rare. I just don't like subject to. Cash flow. Elijah, you get it. All buyers need to see. Yes, Elijah, yes. And that's what we're really trying to say. It's like, and the same thing with my man Todd. We're not saying that institutional investors are not the problem. I think that they are a problem, but what we are saying is they have strategies that if we use on our primary residence, you guys, we have a better chance of winning. And Elijah gets it. Even though Elijah would buy a primary residence, if he has to move for some unforeseen reason, he is safe because he can rent his house out in cash flow. When there are hard times, you can't just bleed money. You see what I'm saying? You need to help out. And sometimes converting your primary to a rental in an emergency situation is a good option. Sometimes that's a good option. Anyways, Kimberly, appreciate you. Appreciate you. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, I just want to say this last thing. Okay, I just want to say this last thing real quick. Let me just say this last thing to you guys, especially if you're struggling, okay? If you guys are, first of all, thank you, all the super chats again. Thank you, Todd, everyone. Thank you guys. If you guys are frustrated, understand that we're still in a cycle. We have multiple cycles going on here. But also understand that, if you're well qualified, like you don't have any debt, your job is good, you have plenty of money saved, and you're just so overwhelmed and you're like, you know what, I'm going to buy. Okay, let me say it differently. If you're buying right now, all right, let me say this even more differently. If I'm buying right now, because I can't give personalized financial advice, if I'm buying right now, I'm going in purchasing right now, worst case scenario. I'm going in and I'm like, okay, home value is going to go down 25%. I'm going to be locked into this payment for 5 years. Okay. If you do that and you can still comfortably move forward in buying a house, all right, buy a house because odds are 10 years from now, that house will be worth more money. Okay. My concern is getting through that 10 years is really hard unless you're a well-qualified buyer. Okay. You can afford your payment. You have plenty of money saved. You're going to be better off. All right. You're going to be stuck. You'll be stuck like everyone else, but you'll be better off. But what we don't want to do, if you're buying right now, you don't want to buy based on emotion and fear of missing out. And I really, really feel like a lot of people are doing that. So I just want to say, if you guys are out there, stressing, take a break from the housing market, do something fun with your loved ones. I went to the movie theaters with my wife and my 3 children's. Yesterday, we watched The Little Mermaid. By the way, great movie, very clean, very good movie, The Little Mermaid. And then we're doing these ice plunges. My wife and I got together like, dude, we're both super stressed. We don't want to live here anymore. But we want to be winners and we want to put our family in a situation to succeed. So we're going through some pain still, right? We're still renting. I have till December. I really hope I can find a house by December. What we know, and also this last thing, you guys, if you want me to pinpoint, okay, when to buy a house, I'm going to pinpoint that for you right now. Okay. Usually the best time to buy a house is between December and February. Okay. However, if prices continue to go down like I think they're going to go down, the best time to buy may be 2025 February. We don't know that yet. But at least I personally, again, I'm not trying to time the market, but I want to be in that pocket from December to February. That's the pocket I want, because usually there's like very little demand, more inventory, days on the market, it goes up. So little gift to you guys. You guys know that, I was trying to purchase in February. I did put an offer in. So if you were trying to like follow my, what I was saying, and you didn't see the inventory, I didn't see the inventory, I'm really sorry from the bottom of my heart. I didn't mean to mislead anyone. There was a lot of things that I didn't see coming. The bank bailout, I think, was a huge one. The unemployment not going up was huge. It's still crazy to me. And I just want to say I'm sorry, you guys. And nevertheless, that does not mean that I'm saying that let me do the thinking for you. I'm still not saying that. I'm just saying that I want you guys to stay encouraged. Okay. Number one, any action plan. I told you guys this. I put 1,000 people I talked to, looked at their credit, their income. I said, this is what you need to do to be a homeowner. The very first step I gave every one of them is to stay encouraged. And I hope you're doing that. Now, other than that, guys, if you are out there investing in real estate, you already know I wish you luck, and I hope you win. And thank you.